welcome back to what is probably going to be the shortest video out of this whole series, and that's because I don't really have that much of these things, and I'm not really sure why. Well, mostly because I don't know, I don't need it, I guess. Well, that's not true. So I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Anyway, so this part of the video is going to be dealing with, you know, treatments and exfoliators and stuff like that. And like I said, I don't have that many of those items. Actually, probably only a few. So let's just get into it now. So because I have combination oily skin, it is advised that people who have combination oily skin or oily skin use more physical types of scrubs. Now, the scrubs that I have are rather exfoliators. The exfoliators and scrubs that I have in here could technically be classified as cleansers as well, because I tend to use washing powders as my exfoliators, and most of them are exfoliators as well. They just have a sudsing component to it, or a cleansing component to it, which helps to clean your skin while it's exfoliating. And a lot of them have enzymes and other kinds of stuff in there which helps to exfoliate the skin, so they work both ways. Now, I don't use those every day or even that often, because I find when I use them continuously, my skin starts to dry out a little bit. So I have quite a few of them. Some of them I do like, some of them I don't like, but I have ones that I prefer. So let's start off with the ones that I use. Like, if I don't have anything else, I'll use them. Once again, I'm going to put the prices up over here because I can't remember the prices now that I have them. The first one is the Menon Amino Moist washing powder. Jesus. So this is what it looks like. It's a clear washing powder. It's supposed to help clear up blemishes and blackheads and stuff like that. It just gets into the pores and kind of flushes it out. And I think the reason that I don't particularly care for this one is because it doesn't really have sudsing action. You have to use so much to get it to suds. So in one sense, this really truly is a true exfoliating powder rather than a wash. So, but I had gotten used to washing powders before that suds, so it was difficult for me to get into this when I first got it. But it's actually pretty good. Like, when I finish using this, my face looks so bright. But next, I have the DHC face wash powder. The DHC face wash powder, it's supposed to, I don't know. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to do. I just know that, like the Menon powder, it doesn't suds. Why am I using suds? Is that the word? That's the word, right? So it doesn't really like suds a lot, and I don't really use this because, so it feels a little bit rough on the skin, and not. And that's going to sound weird for me saying that, because like one of the powders that I actually do like is pretty rough. Well, not rough, but you can feel the granules in it. But this, you can feel the granules in this and it feels a little bit rough, but it doesn't, when I'm done washing my face, I don't see a benefit of using it, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, so when I'm done using this, I don't really see what I did, if that makes sense. So I don't really use this. I use this as a backup if I just, want an exfoliating powder and I don't have any, but like I haven't used this in quite some time, simply because it doesn't need, I don't feel like it does much of anything. But these have very long shelf life, so you know, I'm not even worried about it like going bad just from me sitting on it and not doing anything. Now, my favorite washing powder, and I think I showed it to you in the last video. No, I didn't. So my favorite washing powder is the Decay washing powder. Oh my god, this washing powder is an absolutely sensorial experience. Like, you don't even understand. When I wash my face with this, it feels like I am rubbing my skin with velvet. And it does have a sudsing component to it. And you need like the smallest amount to get so much sudsing on your face, and then when you wash your skin off, it just feels so good in every single possible way you can think of it feeling good. It feels good. It just like it literally, like, I'm not saying that I don't like washing my face. You know, my skincare routine is a ritual for me, but the washing of the face part is probably the least interesting part. But this, when I use this to wash my face, I literally just sit there and do this. I have to convince myself to rinse it off. So this is, I've not bought a full size. I got this as a trial from Sisley when I ordered something else from them, and I've been using it since last summer actually, and I still have quite a bit because, like I said, you only need a very, very small amount to get, you know, your full face going. It's so good. My last washing powder is the Ishizawa, I think it's called Kiana. Yeah, the Ishizawa Kiana baking soda washing powder. Now, this is special. I only use this in the summertime. I think I had mentioned before, Ishizawa products, particularly the Kiana products, tend to dry my skin out a little bit because they're made of baking soda, and it's like a baking soda base, and then some of them have a combination of rice water, and rice water can dry me out a little bit, so I have to be careful with it. So I have kind of a odd relationship with Ishizawa Kiana products, because if I'm not careful, they can really, really dry me out. But on the other hand, they are such good products. So this washing powder is the one that I was talking about. Now this, usually when you have a washing powder and it suds up and stuff like that, you know, it just feels like a wash. You don't really feel the granules. This is a true exfoliating washing powder. You can literally see and feel the granules on your face, and so when I first started using this, I had to be very careful because you know, anxiety and stuff makes me do things like really hard, so I have to be very, very careful when I use it because it is a little bit rough, but it is a very, very, very good physical exfoliator. It will get rid of every dead skin cell, and then the baking soda goes into your pores and flushes your pores out, and then your skin, when you're done, your skin just looks so bright. And I've really been wanting to use this like every freaking day, but I know that if I use this every day, it'll be a hot ass mess. My face will not like me. But this, if you want a real physical exfoliator, and that's not saying that it's not gentle, it is gentle, but my skin just reacts differently to rice water and baking soda, so I have to be careful. But it is probably the most gentle physical exfoliator that you'll find. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. And it's so cute. Look it. Okay, now let's move on to chemical exfoliators. The only chemical exfoliator that I use, the only chemical exfoliator I will ever use, is the Tune Maker's, what's it called? Exfoliating water. The Tune Maker's exfoliating water has alpha hydroxy acids in it. It smells like licorice. You can smell the licorice in there. It's specifically created to fade dark spots, and exfoliate the dead skin cells that's on your face. It gets into your pores, and it, you know, it takes out all of the gunk and stuff that's in your pores. Now, the way you use this, you would use this like you were using a toner. So when you wash your face, you want this to be the first thing that you put on your face, though. Normally when I wash my face, the first thing I put on is lotion, then a toner or an essence, and then you know, the rest of my skincare products. But this, when you're using this, you use this first. This is the very first thing that you want to put on your face before everything else, so that you can start removing, you know, whatever, and then you use the rest of your products on top of it. Now this, it's pretty strong, for me anyway. it has a very cooling sensation, like it's it high-key tingles, like it really does tingle. And I can feel it for a couple of minutes afterwards when I'm putting on my other skincare products, but like using it makes your skin look so good. Oh my god. But yeah, this I don't use every single day. If I use this every single day, no, it would not work out well for me. So I use that at the most 3 times a week, and I usually don't use it on back-to-back days. I use it, like I'll use it on a Monday, then I will use it on a Wednesday, and then I'll use it on Friday or something like that. I found that I had to go through some trial and error with that one, because when I used it too much the first time I used it every day in 1 week, and I turned into kind of a blotchy mess for a minute, and I was like, okay baby, So I switched to every other day, and sometimes I don't even use it every other day. I may use it 2 times a week. So, you know, but it's really good if you're trying to get rid of dead skin cells and encourage cell turnover, so that your skin looks brighter and more even, because alpha hydroxy acids do help with that. And alpha hydroxy acids in all of Tune Maker's products do come from fruit acids, which to me is just safer, depending on what kind of fruit it is. So yeah, so this is a really, really good product, and it's not even that expensive. It was $16.99. You would expect something like this to be like $20, $30. $16.99. So I don't use a lot of masks. Well, I don't use a lot of masks because I just don't like masks, not really. And I especially don't like Asian masks because a lot of them are sheet masks, and I have this weird thing with sheet masks where I literally feel like I'm suffocating. Yes, I'm aware that it's somatic. It is somatic. It is not real. But I put a sheet mask on and I literally feel like I'm suffocating, and I have to take it off. So I don't care for sheet masks. I do prefer wash-off masks. And the only wash-off mask that I have found that I actually like, and I've completely forgot the name of this one. What is it? Miko. Oh, it's on the back in English. It is the Mako Sake Kasu face pack. It is made of amino acid, vitamins, yeast peptide, and sake. So this is really good. So you put this on for 10 minutes, you wash off your face, and when you wash your face off, it looks like you've had a new face. Like, it really does. Like, the first time I used this, I was like, oh, well, all right. It doesn't really smell like anything. Like, you know that faint scent, if you've ever had sake, you know that faint smell that sake has? That's what it smells like. This is really weird for me because, like I said, fermented rice and my skin, not necessarily a good thing, but this works so good. And it's pure white, and even when it starts to like dry, it never really like dries. Like, it's not like it's not like a clay mask that's gonna go, you know, like dry and then, you know, you wash it off. It dries, but it's like, that's the word I'm looking for. So it dries, but it's more like a gel type dry. It gets translucent. It goes onto your skin completely white, and then it gets translucent on the skin, and then you wash it off, and your skin just looks really, really nice. Like, does it do anything for my skin? I don't know, but I like the way my skin looks after I wash it off, which is one of the reasons why I don't buy masks that much, because I really feel like they don't really do much of anything. It just looks like when I use it at night and I wake up in the morning, I do see a bit more brightness than I normally would. And since I've been using it, you know, like, my skincare has been evolving, I guess, anyway. And so I can't say that's the only thing that's making my skin look brighter, but I would say it's a contributor. So this is a good mask, and these are the kind of masks I prefer, the pack masks. I don't like sheet masks. I just can't do them, fam. Like, I literally feel like I'm suffocating. I don't know what it is. I put on a sheet mask and I start hyperventilating, and I'm like, get this off of me now. So yeah, so that's the only mask that I actually use. But I'm thinking of getting more. But the thing